Hi, this is Joelle, and I am the Viberarian. I am here to elevate, enlighten, and empower. Today, this video is an in the cards reading. On this series, I love to share with you the beautiful decks that I've acquired as part of the Viberary collection. And these are oracle cards, tarot decks, and I love the creative energies that are coming forward through the artists and channelers who are creating like all these tools for us to have conversations with the divine. So divination is that act of using our faculties and tools in order to be able to connect with spirit guides and angels and higher dimensions in order to assist us as we navigate. A lot of times we may not have like the language or be fully developed in terms of our clairaudience or clairsentience, and oracle cards are a beautiful way for us to be prompted and for our guides to communicate more complex things to us than we may be able to understand at our current level of connection. So I just finished doing a live here on my channel that was bringing in Lemurian messages. I've been getting a lot of messages myself. I'm very deeply connected with the Lemurian energies and also through the Pleiades, but of course the Lemurian lifetimes. And it seems like that energy is very strong right now because a lot of the client readings that I'm having is also Lemurian guidance coming through. So after today's live, I knew that I needed to go ahead and do this in the cards reading so that I could explain more fully about how this deck is set up and about this beautiful tool that the artists have created. So Leanne Carpenter, and I don't know if it's Michiel or Michael, Michiel, Kroon, Divine Guidance for the New Paradigm, Lemurian Starchild Oracle. This is a beautiful, beautiful deck, and it came to my attention through the work of Amanda Ellis, who's somebody I follow on YouTube. She had used this deck in one of her readings and had placed an affiliate link. So of course, I went ahead and purchased it. I had actually just seen the deck a few, like maybe a week and a half before that on Amazon. And when I saw it on Amazon, I thought, well, maybe not now. And I didn't realize that the artists were selling it directly. I hadn't gone like a deeper level, which is kind of unlike me because as a librarian, I like to go deep in my research. But I had kind of stopped. I think I got distracted by another deck and went ahead and bought that. But I found out that artists actually had their own website and were vending. And so I absolutely wanted to support the creatives that are out there doing these beautiful things, many artwork, really paintings, and then also messages. So I went to their website and purchased it. Of course, then I had to wait for it to come from the UK. So it was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait till it comes. It was like Christmas time over the summer. And in the meantime, I connected with a few other people that I saw on Instagram that were actually using the deck because they had also seen it in Amanda's video. And so this was a beautiful way for me to connect with other members of the Lemurian family of light that were here. And so I will put links to a couple of those folks down. And my sister Emily in the UK, she actually was able to go to Glastonbury to see and meet the artist, which I was so jelly, but it was interesting because I had just come back from Mount Shasta from leading a high heart activation experience there. And she was right behind me going to Glastonbury, which is of course the heart chakra of the planet, Glastonbury tour, and was able to connect with these guides. It was so beautiful because we're going to all of these places and connecting with remembrances of ourself and echoes of ourself. And I just love seeing the synchronicities out there in the world. So I want to show you, first of all, the website and ways that you can connect with them about this deck, if you'll give me just a little bit of patience here. So Lemurian Starchildoracle.com is their website, and they have a lot of resources here. We're working with the deck. They post their own readings as well. You can buy a membership to the site so that you can access some of the online readings. They do have a way for you to do, I think, an online read. I can't see exactly where it is now, but you can certainly go through and explore their whole site because there's a lot of information. And they do beautiful art just in all kinds of forms. They have altar cloths and prints and things for your house and your home. And you can connect with them on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as well. And they also have, of course, their Etsy store. I mean, the art is just beautiful. I love all of it. And you can see, I mean, I'm going to get one of these altar cloths for myself as a present. And you can just see they've got all kinds of beautiful resonant things for you to connect with. And a lot of the images come from the artwork itself. So definitely check them out. I will put links below to their website, and I also will include my affiliate link. So if you wind up purchasing this deck, and if you choose to do that, I will greatly appreciate it, because all the affiliate links that I provide for my deck reviews, I purchased everything for myself. I am not like really receiving gift decks. So I am investing in these materials like any good librarian would in their library. And so your affiliate purchases go to, in a small way, add to the resources that I have to do that. So without further ado, let me just show you that this deck is going to be a two-part reading, because I am going to switch over so that you'll be able to see the cards more closely in the focused view. But for right now, I wanted to show you the box and the packaging, because it is definitely well worth your investment. It's an 88 card deck, and the guidebook is, it's a book. Okay, it's not a pamphlet. It's definitely a book. Not only have they brought in like these beautiful artwork, but there is a whole code system for figuring out which energy is coming through the particular deck. And there's a lot of information provided in the beginning of the deck about how to use it, and then in-depth information for each card. One of the things that they do that I love dolphins. I have a tattoo on my back of dolphins, but they have this dolphin spread, which of course the dolphins and whales on this planet are some of the light beings that have been here for eons, helping us to anchor in the light frequencies on the planet. And so I love that that is so much shown in the artwork and things that they're doing. And they actually have a dolphin codes of creation spread that you can use in order to align certain energies through each of these fractals of fire, water, earth and air, ether and matter. So it's beautiful to do. And this is something that I provide in the more in-depth readings that I do for clients one-on-one. They have asked that in their intentions at the beginning of the book, that you not share completely all of the information that's coming through. So because this is their copyrighted material, their artistic creation. So as I do this reading today, I will be providing excerpts from this, and I invite you to connect with them directly, or purchase a deck, or schedule a reading with me to go more in depth to the information that's available. But so continuing, as you'll see, the book is kind of open right here. That is because I actually went to Mount Shasta, which is a portal, the earth, one of the earth chakras, root chakra of the earth. And there it is said to be where Lemurian and Pleiadian starships come in and out. And while we were there, we actually saw light ships and went through some amazing portals and activations with our guide there. And it was truly magical. And one of the things that I brought back with me, I was given by one of our guides, a piece of the plant from Shasta. And it's like all these roots intertwined, right? As we're all intertwined as star beings. So I actually had put this in the book, but I wasn't aware. The actual page that I put it on is 11, Family of Light, which is about signs, guidance, innate and ancient wisdom, new blessings, and divine initiations. So nothing is accidental in the world that I live in. So I love it. I just happened to use that page to press this out. We're certainly all part of the family of light, and the Lemurians is such a beautiful, high and loving frequency here to share with us about us, because we are the Lemurians and the Atlanteans and the star races here for this time and moment. Okay, so as you get into the book, it is actually divided into different categories, 10 categories for the new paradigm. So when you draw a card, there will be a color code then that tells you which fractal or which category you're coming in under. And there's an overview for that overall energy. We've got source, unity, journey, depth, structure, wisdom, cosmic insight, children of Lemuria, and then of course the dolphin codes that I spoke of just a few minutes ago. So it's like really beautiful, and that's why I don't use this deck every day for a divination. I use this deck when I'm really wanting to like go deeply into something. I'll choose one of my other decks for just like the regular what's ahead of me today conversations. These are deeply, to me, very deeply activating. And so I use it in moderation, if you will. So 10 categories for the new paradigm. So as I said, each one of the chapters has a beginning overview. They include in here different layouts for you to use to bring in messages in a certain way. Most Oracle decks have their own, like here's the Trinity Circle of Creation, right? Most Oracle decks, the creators have received certain ways of working with the energy they've brought forward. So of course you can always use things in the way that resonates for you, but I don't discount the original wisdoms that the creators use, because there is something in what they were able to bring through at the point of creation with these that will augment our own conversation and psychic awareness that comes in as we begin to look at the images on the cards and be in the space of feeling and understanding the messages that are communicated to us. So this is where I can show you from this point. Oh, let me also then show you, it is an 88 card deck, very thick. As you can see, this is a sturdy product. The cards are very, very thick. I love that. I love the gilded edge. These are 88 cards here. So, it's a weighty box. It's worth the investment, of course, because it is also not mass market cookie cutter. This is actual individual works of art created by this beautiful team of light workers. So I am going to switch over now, and I'll be back with the more focused reading. I'll turn over probably 2 cards and we'll see what messages wants to come through. I will share brief guidance from these messages then, but again, I will respect their wishes and not necessarily just read a whole chapter to you. So be right back. All right, back for part 2 of this reading. So as I said before, you can see the cards are really substantial, very thick, great quality. Love the deck. I'm going to turn off autofocus here for a minute because it looks like it's giving me a little woozy woos and I'm looking at it. Let me see if I can turn that off here. And then once we focus in further for the cards, we'll jump back on that. So beautiful art on the back here. Gorgeous gilded edges, awesome deck, beautiful. Even on the box, you can see this is metallic purple, just well done all around. Love the product, well done. It says, I am a Lemurian Starchild. My joy flows naturally through many dimensions. Together, we create a new earth. All right, so let's see what we've got here. I'm going to give these a shuffle and see what messages want to be communicated as we're looking in the cards at the Lemurian family of light, communicating with us those messages that are unconditionally loving and that are for our best and highest good and the highest good of all. Now, I am a shuffler, not a flipper. However you choose to interact with your deck, it's completely up to you. There's no wrong way to do anything when it comes to your spiritual path. Just make sure that you're opening your communication channels for beings that are of an unconditionally loving frequency. As you can see, I pulled out actually my little dolphin flute that I got in Mexico a few years ago because the dolphins are so connected to Lemurian family, and you'll see that also in a lot of the cards. So here we go. Let's see what our two cards that we are going to receive today are. Now, I did pull out this card because, well, it was poking out of the deck after I did the last reading, and so I took it on purpose, and it is rising to Pleiadian frequency. So I will do another reading on my channel to go a little bit further into this. As you can see, we've got this beautiful kind of bird energy. So there's a lot of messages that want to come in through that. I'm already actually started to get them, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. So, but first we have breathe the sun. Presence, pineal activation, relax, and let go. This is awesome because it's like the turtle. This looks like a turtle, and the turtle has been a synchronicity this week. And a grandmother turtle, right? The creation of the earth is said to be like grandmother turtle. So this is so interesting. That's what I'm receiving. It looks like a turtle back with the shells, but it does also look to be here like a world and people. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and move in a little bit on the Zoom. 1 second here. Breathe the sun. It's like on one side of the world there are some people, and on the other side of the world there are other people. These look like almost like little cities of light here. And it's like we're all connected, one humanity on this planet. It almost looks like there's a mountain here in the center portion. And then I don't know it's like it almost looks like a tree. It feels like tree energy to me. I'm not sure exactly why here at the top, but it's like a pineal gland, third eye radiation coming from the center of what would be like the turtle's head. So interesting. I can't wait to see what this guidance is. I actually haven't read this card before. And what's interesting is that this week, the message is about needing to get vitamin D and being out in the sun were coming through from what I was seeing on different places on my Instagram and connections. And we finally had sun here in Atlanta after having several days of rain. And it really felt a big difference in the energy once the sun came out. It's beautiful, right? So so getting some vitamin D and taking some supplements, if you weren't able to get enough sun, you definitely want to do that. And I always think about how Ralph Smart says, out here in nature, breathing in that good-ass prana. Well, in this case, it's breathing in the solar rays, right? The solar life force energy that is coming down to us, radiating down to us from on high. So let us see. As we said, in this book, you have to look to see which section is being talked about And in this section, this is white. So this is going to be source, which starts on page 31. So let's look in here and see what information is provided. Every chapter has an explanation of what the energy category is. So here we have source, which has a beautiful unified circle. From unity, all is one in source. All is the same consciousness. There is no division. So it begins with an introduction about the category and some numerology and references. So here we have Cosmic Heart Source. The Cosmic Heart Source is your deepest truth, Lemurian Starchild. You were born of pure light, created from particles of potentiality. Before you started to contemplate, why am I a conscious being? You were simply a photonic wave within the ocean of the universe. The sun represents source within the physical universe. Breathe the sun to connect to source, to be relieved of old burdens, and to begin your creation process. Being before all duality, source takes you beyond your linear mind. The polarization between masculine and feminine is now being healed to reveal the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Source shows you the divine blueprint of creation, abundance, joy, and flow. Your potential is the tree of life, which signifies your evolution. You are being shown a new paradigm which nurtures you. The color for this category is white. The numerology is 0 point and free energy. This is on page 33, which is a master number, and that number has been coming through in the synchronicities this week. So in this particular chapter, these are shorter for this source category than what some of the others are, which will be like 3, 4, 5 pages. So just to give then what this says here, it is presence, pineal activation, relax, let go, photon breathing, invitation into presence, and molecules of light. I see how sunlight reflects on a golden turtle. Its hard shell seems impervious to the blessings it is receiving. However, its shell is really like a pine cone, which opens in the bright sunlight, symbolizing the activation of the pineal gland. I love that, right? So the pine cone is definitely one of the symbols, just like the pineapple, symbolizing the pineal gland. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, and we're in the fall, so things like pine cones are getting ready to start dropping off the trees all around you. If you see one out there, pick it up, meditate with it, connect with it, and expand your consciousness. It says the sun shines equally on all children, whether they simply enjoy or they are aware of the cosmic light frequencies they are receiving. Sharing intimate warmth with those who welcome the light and equal etheric light with those who prefer the shadow, the sun nurtures, expands, and expresses joy in all ways. There is no need to hurry your spiritual activation and evolution because you receive more when you relax. In the arc, Sister Turtle is simply resting and enjoying while the sunlight activates her pineal gland and her higher heart for ascension. She is not bothered to hurry in any way because she knows the sun rays travel at the speed of light. Just like the turtle, you might also have to look for food, build a nest, or do other work. Connect with the light of the sun to charge your battery so you can do these things differently. Feel the energy of the photons, the supercharge that creates beautiful sunrises and sunflowers that allows the turtle to migrate across oceans. This warmth, love, and joy might feel like home for you because it's your natural state. Sun shows you that all originates from the cosmic heart source. The sun star is a physical representation of and a portal to the one heart, the source. Many messengers from the cosmic heart source offered their help and companionship to you. Beautiful colors of gold, yellow, and white are now shown to you by solar beings. These angels of light travel on the sun's photons, and they are messengers that bring you back to your cosmic heart source. Let them into your heart to receive this blessing of peace and love. The solar beings are telling their tales of creation and communication. Each time a star comes into existence, solar beings are created. They then travel with the speed of light to bring you the joyful message of these stars. Whether you look at Sirius or Pleiades in the night sky, or at a beautiful sunrise in the morning, receive the messages from these solar beings. Do you feel like you've been hiding in a shell at times? You might find that when you are nurtured by the solar frequencies and beings, you naturally open up in your own time. Resting like a turtle can be a transient phase which takes longer for those who want to battle rather than receive the rest and refuge that is offered to them. If there is something that you would like to let go of, then give it to the solar beings on an out breath so that they can take care of it. They will bring it up to the solar logos so that it comes back to its pristine state. Take conscious breaths and feel the sensations on your crown and the top of your head. Okay, there's more in here in terms of then the things that you can do to connect with the solar energies. But the affirmation says, as I breathe the sun, as I breathe the sun, I acknowledge that I too am a radiant being of light. I too am a radiant being of light. Here comes the sun. Do, 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 do. I just had to do it. It was in me, right? The sunshine. All right. Beautiful, beautiful solar energy and activation for this card. All right. So let us see what is on. Let's see here. What we have on the bottom of the deck for this final message here. What do we have? Nurture, 11. So we have 2 and 11, which is also 2, which is a master number. We're talking about co-creation, and this is also in white. So it's the same category. I love that. And we have here self-healing, the ruby ray, and birthing the new earth. For those of you who are connected with the twin flame journey and the path of embodying divine love on this planet, the rose is here, and the rose order, the rose sisters and brothers. And so we are here to bring this new loving paradigm, new earth into reality. And each of us are doing our part for that. It's also known as the Magdalene Order, the Magdalene Sisters, the Rose Order, the Brothers of Light. There's so many names for it, but I love this. But self-healing, 1111 master number. So let's look to see here. We've already got the beginning messages about nurture of a source as a category. So let us see here. I am so loving this today. It's a beautiful, beautiful messages. So let's get here a little closer. Birthing the new earth. Self-healing ruby ray, birthing the new earth, the earth star, divine co-creation, grounding divine energies, the loving womb of Mother Gaia, and birthing the new earth. I receive the high vibrational light of the ruby ray, which brings unconditional love and self-acceptance through a gentle embrace. I love that. So we have like the soul star, which is above our crown, and then the earth star below our feet. So that is as above, so below, bringing it in and bringing it down into manifestation, which is what we're doing with co-creation. Okay, the deep love of the ruby ray descends to heal separation, trauma, and negative self-talk. Ascended beings use the ruby color to convey their deep love for you. It is also a color that you can use to nurture yourself and other beings, including Gaia. Sharing is natural in the healing process where the ruby ray is received in your physical and energetic body. Do you have a deep longing to be nurtured and loved unconditionally? Or do you know someone who has this longing? Allow the deep love of the ruby ray, which does not judge, because it is a deep but unattached love. In the emotional density that lies on earth, the human mind thinks that love has to be proven through drama. But in the ethers, amongst the ascended ones, the opposite is known. The love of the ruby ray is a deeper love, a wisdom that you are invited to explore. Human, the ascended ones bow to you. They are cosmic masters, but you are realizing yourself as an earthly master. You are doing the groundwork where you put your feet in the mud. The ascended ones know how bow to your feet to wash them, to pay respect to this divine cooperation. Whew, the energy that came through was so intense. Let me say that again. The ascended ones bow to your feet to wash them, to pay respect to this divine cooperation. This is the deep love that they have for you, the unattached but intimate love of the ruby ray. Dear human, the earth needs you, but not in the way you might think. Humans tend to make Gaia into another human, to project human emotions onto her. This is not the truth. The earth cannot be saved by the mental, emotional thinking, and it does not need to be saved. The earth does not judge or suffer. It only feels the suffering of humanity. To relieve the mother is to surrender the mental, emotional thinking so that you can come forward. Your true expression and love is what Gaia longs for, not for her own needs, but for the highest good of all humanity. This surrender is the love of the ruby ray, the true love, the truth. When you work with the ruby ray, you are not affected by the suffering of humanity. You are not taking it on your shoulders nor letting it come up through your feet. Rather, you are composing divine music while the ascended ones conduct an orchestra of light. Together, you bring in the ruby love that clears the density. The ascended ones from the Pleiades teach about this love and energy, this letting go of attachment. When spirit comes into matter, it needs to attach in the same way that a Lemurian child bonds to their mother. The mother then uses the ruby ray to nurture the child, and the child recognizes this energy. This creates a memory in the child. It remembers the loving energy even though it has yet to evolve to fully comprehend this ruby love. Through immersion in love and life, the Lemurian evolves and their understanding of love and life is purified and refined. This is the natural and cosmic process of evolution. The Pleiadians have always worked with the earth. The Lemurians offered to channel this energy to allow it to descend as a crystalline grid on the earth. This is how the new earth is birthed, through divine cooperation. Each is respected in their mastery, whether they are an earthly master or a cosmic master, whether they are a mother or a child. The ruby ray sees no difference and shines equally on all to guide their journey in the birthing of the new earth. Okay, There are several meditation exercises that you can go through. And here is the affirmation. I am nurtured and nurture with the warming ruby ray of unattached love. As I deepen into resolving issues of safety, attachment, and dependency dissolve naturally. I nurture myself beyond fear and enjoy the blossoming of my heart into wholeness. Beautiful, beautiful messages. And I love that, the Lemurian, the Pleiadian family kind of peeked out, so we'll get to these messages as well at some point. Beautiful, beautiful guidance. This deck is absolutely just so amazing and powerful. And I'm just honored to have it in my collection. I hope that you are motivated to connect more with the Lemurian energies, to recognize their frequency wherever you might be. Their signs and symbols can resonate with you and begin to show themselves if you welcome and open to this connection, because it really is yourself that you are connecting with, just in a different dimensional expression. So thank you to these creators, and thank you for all of you who join me for this moment of being in the cards with the Viberarian. And I will see you at the next reading. Namaste.